My name is Joe Hall. I'm a teacher. I'm a history teacher, but I also teach politics at A level in the British curriculum, and I've also taught A level economics. I studied bachelor's degree in PPE, philosophy, politics, and economics, and I have a master's degree in Middle East studies, history and politics of the Middle East. So that's
Oh
my
wow,
background.
that's so nice. I am very much happy to got the chance to do the interview with you. I'll just go and do the first question. And what is your understanding about the discipline of social studies?
Okay, well, I think social studies is a very broad discipline. I think the main objective of any social studies, curriculum or any social studies discipline is to give people a full understanding of their own identity, their own
Yes.
background, their own story,
Yes.
and also to help them understand the social context
Yes.
in which they live,
Yes.
which is obviously from the economics to the politics to the sociological context in which societies live and develop and change, and understand the changes that have taken place
Wow.
in their own personal journeys and also the journeys of their societies.
Okay. And what do you think about social studies as a subject area? Can you tell me about how we do it here in our school, or for at least a brief background for that
I
one?
mean, I think in this school, social studies is delivered as a separate subject throughout the college, but that's done in different ways. So, for example, in the older year groups, we teach a subject called Story of Our Land, which is actually looking at the social studies of the UAE as a country.
Okay.
But then we deal with things like global citizenship, global awareness through activities, things like well-being days, international days. But we also deliver social studies in every lesson.
Oh, I see.
And
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you pertaining about civic education per se?
I mean, we map, so we look at all our subject areas. So even in subjects like history, or even in subjects like geography, or even English,
Yes.
we are delivering some components of civic awareness, civic responsibility, rights,
Yes.
responsibilities.
Oh.
Only at the top end of the school do we teach specifically subjects like economics or politics.
Oh, okay.
But from the juniors up to age 16,
Yes.
we are delivering social studies in different subject areas. So, for example, in history, they might do a topic on the civil rights movement,
Yes.
and then the children might explore what it means to have rights and responsibilities in
Yes.
society.
Oh.
So each subject will try and deliver elements.
Okay.
There's a program in the UAE called Moral Education, and there's a program which teaches social studies through the UAE curriculum. So we deliver bits of that, but we also add our own elements.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle of little bits across the
see.
curriculum.
I hear moral education for that was 2016, I think, that they have done it in UAE.
But most schools are delivering it as a separate subject. So the children are taking moral education classes, but we don't do that. We argued with the ministry that we already cover most of the moral education topics
Okay.
through our curriculum in other subjects.
Yes.
So they allowed us to deliver moral education kind of in a more relaxed way
Yes.
through the curriculum without a separate subject.
Okay.
And
That's
they came and watched, the people from the ministry came and watched our lessons and said, yes, you are delivering the moral education curriculum. We don't need you to change. We don't need you to have a separate subject.
Does the Ministry of Education wants it to be separate, like
In most schools, yeah.
Oh, so it's only in Brighton that we
Yeah.
are doing
We were like a pilot school where they said, oh, you're already doing a lot of what we're trying to get other schools to do, so carry on doing it the way you're doing it.
Okay. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Further question is, since you have already mentioned for civic education, does the UAE or the kids here, especially Emiratis, they have the leeway, or they know what their participation in the society is?
I think it's mixed. I think some of them do, but often they get that more from their family than they do from school. I think in school we teach them I think they're taught the broad history of the country and the story, but I don't think they're explicitly taught what their rights and responsibilities are as Emiratis, because we're teaching classes where there's pupils who are not Emirati.
Yes.
So we don't ever take the Emirati people separately, and we never say to them, this is the way in which your rights and responsibilities are different to these other people. So we never make it explicit.
I see. Is it hard to teach this type of subject with different kids? Like we do have expats, we do have.
I don't think it's hard to teach them the skills. So the skills of critical thinking, the skills of inquiring, the skills of finding out about their stories.
Yes.
I think you can teach that to all children. I think the values our children come with are more similar than we think they are.
Really?
You know, I think their value systems are, you know, that's something the schools really developed. The schools really worked on creating its own values.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some challenges. There's some topics that we don't talk about.
Okay.
But that also, you know, depends on the class, depends on the age group. So yeah, there's always going to be a challenge when you've got people from so many different backgrounds.
That's nice.
But I don't think the skills are any. I don't think that the skills are any different.
Okay. Thank you for those information. And last two, what is social studies for you on yourself or your insights?
I think the three most important things about social studies are developing awareness of other people, global awareness, developing children's ability to critically examine things, question things,
yes,
and helping children identify their own identities and explore themselves,
yes,
and their own cultures.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Since with our Emirati kids in FS group, especially in our class, sometimes I think with kids, especially with their language, if you see the expat, they are more inclined to learning the Arabic language rather than the locals here, wherein they're having some hard time doing it. Or what do you think the reason why it's like that with the
You mean
kids?
like the vocabulary?
Yes.
To access social studies? Or,
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, language, you can't access some complex ideas, aren't there? Complex in social studies.
Yes.
You can't access that without the right vocabulary and the right. So first, the language needs to be developed.
I remember. Oh, Mrs. Mendoza also mentioned about vocabularies at early stage.
Yeah.
So that would be one of the points that I'm gonna do also. And this is a nice one, and I want a longer interview, but. The last one is, what is the major role of social studies in education system? Do you think, because in our country, I think they are now just giving some teachings or teachers there is just part and parcel of what we have before during my education years. Now it's just part and parcel.
Right. Okay. I mean, in the British education system, social studies is about the skills that the pupils. It's not about the knowledge. It's about the skills that the pupils develop. So being able to evaluate, to be able to question, to be able to challenge ideas, and to be able to learn how to debate, how to participate in democracy or in any other system, how to be active citizens, and how to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
So they're all what we call soft skills. It's not about the knowledge of the dates of constitutions or the dates of when things happened, or you know, the kind of who was the prime minister, and it's not about that. It's about the soft skills in order to be active citizens, in order to be participants in society.
Soft skills can be innate, or it can be taught with our kids.
I think a bit of both. I think it's a bit. I think it'd be developed. I think they can be developed, and they can be. Children can be taught to be critical thinkers. Yeah, I think children can be taught to question things.
But do you think, because here in UAE we are kind of what's this? It's a Muslim country, and they usually do how their religion taught them, and from the time that their grandfathers to grandfathers to
yeah.
until the new generation. But do you think the new generation now are open?
Some are and some aren't. And I think even, I've been in Islamic studies lessons, the children are encouraged actually to think about why this might be the religious practice or why this might be the expectation. And even I was quite surprised when I first visited an Islamic studies lesson, they weren't just told, this is why Muslims do this, or this is why Muslims don't do this. They were actually asked to think about why that might be the case and to question it. And that was for me, that was quite comforting when I came here. I thought, actually, no, we're not just telling them this is the case because that's what your religion says or that's what your grandfather says. We're actually thinking about why it might be the case.
I see.
So I think if it's taught well, if it's taught properly, any subject here can encourage critical thinking. If it's taught badly and it's just, here's the textbook, you need to know this, this and this, let's just learn it, let's just memorize it, then
it's nothing.
Then it's nothing. Then we're not developing active citizens, or we're not developing active thinkers. Yeah.
That's so nice. It's the last one, and I still want to have other questions, but thank you so much for your time, and I do appreciate all your insights. It's even if it's just a brief interview, it gives a lot of thoughts about how social studies, not only in your country but also here, your experience here in the UAE. So thank you, Mr. Hall, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.